Hey, what's up guys? You're watching Theo Joe Tech. Now, Microsoft recently announced a new version of the Xbox One called the Xbox One S, where the S apparently stands for sleeker, slimmer, sharper. It's basically a revamped version of the Xbox One, not a completely new console. The main features of this new version are, of course, that it's smaller, it's got 4K video playback, high dynamic range, and up to 2 terabytes of storage. And I gotta say, I really am a fan of the white design. I think they really killed it. It looks pretty badass. So let's talk about some of these features. First of all, 4K video. Now apparently this 4K resolution is not gonna be for the games, but rather 4K video streaming services. For example, they mention Netflix and Amazon both can do 4K video streaming. So you're not gonna be able to necessarily play games with it, but they're more catering it towards the more entertainment side. And also you can play Blu-rays that support 4K, those new 4K Blu-rays coming out. So I could see with this low price point, some people buying an Xbox One S just so they can play back 4K Blu-rays, similar to how when the PS3 came out, people were buying that just to play regular Blu-rays. High dynamic range is another big feature, and that will actually be usable in games. I don't know if it's going to be all games, but they specifically mentioned Gears of War 4 and Forza Horizon. Because they're naming games, I'm thinking it's not going to just be magically backwards compatible unless there's an update. But it's nice to see that they're adding this visual quality feature that will be available in not just games, but also, I'm assuming, video streaming services such as Netflix or Amazon. We know that Netflix does have some content that supports HDR, and that'll be really cool. Even YouTube earlier this year announced that they would start supporting HDR on the site, and I've talked about high dynamic range in the past. I do not think it's just gonna be a gimmick like 3D was. I think HDR is gonna be a big deal, and it does make a difference in the visual quality. I think it will be worth having, and obviously you're gonna have to use a TV that does support HDR, but there's more and more of those coming out this year, and they're getting cheaper and cheaper. The 2 terabytes of storage is pretty nice. Not really that many reasons to have small hard drives these days. Apple, I'm looking at you with your 16 gigabyte phone model. And this is also considering that even games nowadays require you to load data onto the hard drive, taking up several gigabytes. And also when you download a movie, for example, off any not streaming site, but you want to actually download it, then that takes up way more now that everything's in 4K, so the 2 terabytes should help, although they do have smaller models at 1 terabyte and 500 gigabyte if you don't really need all that space. The Xbox One S is going to be available in August. Right now it's open for pre-order, and it's going to be $400, although the 1 terabyte and 500 gigabyte models are going to be $350 and $300 respectively. I really think that $300 price point is really nice, and especially is going to be good for people who don't really need storage for loading games onto it. Maybe they're only going to be using it as an entertainment center, for example, where they're mostly just going to be streaming games. They want to be able to do 4K. $300 is a really nice price point. Now, the fact that Microsoft announced this new version of the Xbox One S kind of makes you wonder, when is the next real version of the Xbox gonna come out? I mean, they're not just gonna release a totally new version right after they release this update. So hopefully they'll get that into gear soon, because I think a lot of people want 4K gaming. Maybe perhaps they're waiting for 4K televisions to be more prolific, because they don't want to just sell something with a major selling point that no one can use. So it's kind of understandable. I think in a couple years, we'll see the next Xbox and PlayStation come out. But of course, there's plenty of room for speculation. We can talk about that down in the comments section. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. And if you did like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know you liked it. If you guys want to continue watching, I've got some other videos on the right-hand side. You can just click those or look in the description for the same link, like if you're on a phone. And if you want to subscribe, I make new videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I think it should be worth it. Looking forward to hearing from you guys, either here on YouTube or on Twitter. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Have a good one.